Hi, I'm Shamla, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science, KCS Kasinadar College of Arts and Science, Chennai. In this video, we are going to discuss few topics in C++. Topics covered in this video are inline functions, default arguments, and function overloading. Inline functions. C++ inline function is a powerful concept that is commonly used with the classes. If a function is inline, the compiler places a copy of the code of that function at each point where the function is called at compile time. Any change to an inline function could require all clients of the function to be recompiled because compiler would need to replace all the code once again, otherwise it will continue with old functionality. To inline a function, place the keyword inline before the function name and define the function before any calls are made to the function. The compiler can ignore the inline qualifier in case defined function is more than a line. A function definition in a class definition is an inline function definition even without the use of the inline specifier. Some of the situations where inline expansion may not work are for functions returning values if a loop, a switch or a goto exist. For functions not returning values if a return statement exists. If function contain static variables and if functions are recursive. The syntax for declaring inline function is inline function header, open the bracket, function body and close the bracket. A simple example is inline cube double E, open the bracket, return A into A into A, close the bracket. A simple program for using inline function. In this program, I am going to find the maximum value between the two values. First we have to include the header file and then I declared a function, member function proceeding with the keyword inline. Within that function, I inserted a return statement. In that return statement, I checked one condition. If x is greater than y, if the condition is true, the x is going to be printed. If the condition is false, the y value is going to be printed. And then now I declared the main function. In main function, I have called the function maximum by passing two arguments. Here I passed 20 and 10. Two values I have passed. Once I called the function, the control directly reaches the maximum function and now it initializes the value 20 to x and 10 to y and it executes the return statement. It checks whether 20 is greater than 10. The condition is true, so the 20 will be executed. Likewise, I have called the function two times. The same condition will be checked and the maximum value will be printed. The output of the above program is for the first function call 20 is printed, for the second function call 200 is printed and for the third function call 1010 is printed. In this program I have find the maximum value. The second topic is default argument. A default argument is a value provided in a function declaration that is automatically assigned by the compiler if the caller of the function does not provide a value for the argument with a default value. Default arguments are different from constant arguments as constant arguments cannot be changed whereas default arguments can be overwritten if required. Default arguments are overwritten when calling function provides values for them. Once default value is used for an argument in function definition, all subsequent arguments to it must have default value. It can also be stated as default arguments are assigned from right to left. We cannot provide default value to a particular argument in the middle of the argument list. Default arguments are useful in situations where some arguments always have the same values. The example for default arguments. Here I have defined a few examples for default arguments. a sample program for default argument. For this, first I have included the header file, and next the function is defined with the default arguments, that is sum integer x, integer y, integer z is equal to 0 and integer w is equal to 0. In this function definition, I have initialized the default arguments from right to left. And after initializing this, I have included a statement return and adding all the arguments. Now the main function is included. In the main function, I have called the function 3 times. For the first time, the function call is pass the argument with 2 values 10, 15. This value is passed to x and y. And the addition of this variable, 4 variables is done and returned to the output statement. And in the second call, I have passed the arguments for 3 variables, whereas already the argument z is initialized with 0. Now it is overwritten by 25. Now the addition is performed for 10 plus 15 plus 25 plus 0, and the output is returned to the function call. For the third time, the function call is made and I have passed the 4 arguments. So now the 2 arguments z and w, the both arguments are overwritten by 25 and 30 simultaneously. Now the addition is performed for 10 plus 15 plus 25 plus 30. After adding this, the value will be returned to the function call. Third topic is function overloading. When we have multiple functions with the same name but different parameters, then they are said to be overloaded. This technique is used to enhance the readability of the program. There are 2 ways to overload a function, that is having different number of arguments, having different argument types. Function overloading is normally done when we have to perform one single operation with different number or types of arguments. A simple program for function overloading. In this program, I first included the header file and then I have declared 2 member function with the same name but with different parameters. Then the main function is included. Within the main function, I have called the functions. The first function call, I have passed 2 parameters. Once the function is called, the control searches for the function definition and it reaches the, whereas here the functions, 2 functions have the same function name. So it matches the function definition 1 with the parameter having 2 parameters. And in the second function call, I have passed 3 values. In this case, it searches for the function call that have 3 parameters. Adds x plus y, whereas x and y holds the value of 5. So 5 plus 5, 10. So the output is integer number 10 is printed. For the second function call, again the control searches for the function name addNum with 3 parameters. Once the function control reaches the function with 3 parameters, then it executes the statements which are included inside the function. Here it executes the float number and x plus y plus z. So now the values passes to x, y and z simultaneously and it gets added and printed. Output of the above program is integer number 10 and float number 15. Thank you for watching this video.